Como é que é, pessoal? Bem-vindos novamente ao Undergrounds Voice ao vivo. Hoje tenho o prazer de receber aqui um monstro, um grande vocalista, Rob Dukes. Man, thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor to meet you, first of all, and to receive you here at Undergrounds Voice from Portugal. I'm a huge fan of your work, so I'm really proud to have you there. Welcome.
Obrigado.
Well, Generation Kill is finally back with a new song and an upcoming album. But before we talk about that, the
Yeah,
last album was released 8 years ago. Why did you guys take
yeah.
so long to release new music, and what you have been doing all these years?
Well, um, so the first reason is because it's not because we're lazy.
Yeah.
uh, it just we went through like a little transition period with getting a new bass player. That was the beginning of it, and then really it just life just happened, man. I mean, all the guys have jobs and families, and um, I moved out of New York. I moved to Arizona,
Yeah.
and the rest of the guys were in New York. One of the guys lives in Florida. So, due to family obligations and things like that, we just had to, we just got spread out, and it became a little more difficult to write music. And then we actually wrote a bunch of stuff, and then realized it wasn't very good. So we started over, and then now we have what we have, which I'm very proud of. So.
And the new single, Never Relent, was released like 2 weeks ago, and it's an awesome comeback. It's heavy, it's fast, it's angry, and it's inspired by tyrannical leaders. Can you tell us the
Yes.
story behind this song?
Yeah. So I read a story about Vlad the Impaler, and the beginnings of just Stalin and Hitler, and I just kind of read about all these old just got these humans that were they were terrible people. They were just terrible people, and what they inflicted on the human race was just nothing but suffering. And then I after reading it, I was kind of like, oh, let me try to sing about it from their perspective. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like almost pretending I was them for a second, and then um, and then that's just how it started, and I just wrote lyrics, based on that. So.
And the song have a huge guest, Gary Holt. It's something special, not only because it's Gary Holt, the trash monster, but also because it's the first time you guys worked together since you left Exodus. Beside that special show you did like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
the possibility of this collaboration came about, and what was like to work with him again?
Well, I actually didn't. I haven't seen him. Only last time he was in Arizona with Slayer was the last time I saw him. I actually didn't. We just sent him the track, and he went into the studio and did the solo, and then sent us back the track, and we mixed it with Zeus. But I actually wasn't in the studio with him, and we just the song was really heavy, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like Exodus song. So I was like, maybe I'll get Gary to play on it. So I called him up and asked him, and he's like, well, let me hear the track. And I sent it to him, and he wrote back immediately, okay, I'm in, I'll do it. I was like, all right, cool. So he really liked the song. So that was a bonus. And then, so then after that was done, we just kept pushing forward, and that became the bar for the album. So we just kind of like, that's the opening track on the album, but that's where the bar is set. So every song is very special and very cool. So
MK Ultra is the title of the upcoming album to be
yes.
released in the summer. What can you expect about these new songs? I hope I can have something like Feast for the Wolves, for example. I fucking love that song.
Um, yeah, there's a couple songs like that. There's only one kind of slow epicy one, but it gets real heavy too. Um, there's only one of those. Everything else is kind of like mid tempo or real fast, um, and not by anything other than just the way we wrote it. Just the way we kept doing things. So
One of the things I like about Generation Kill, and you in particular, is that it had his own life and identity. It was never a continuation of what Exodus could have been if you hadn't left the band. And it would probably be easy to do that. So was it always your intention to do something different? I'm sure you'll continue to do that in this new album.
yeah. So I mean, I could have just done another thrash band. That would have been easy. You know what I mean? I was already doing it. So, but to be able to expand and do different kind of songs and maybe do stuff that wasn't so heavy and more melodic and a little more. I'm not going to say listenable, but it was just, Exodus is just, it's in your face, food on your throat all the time. And it was nice to be able to do that and then come down and do that. Like, I modeled it in my head. I'm not saying we sound like it, but like the album Sad Winds of Destiny by Judas Priest, it had tyrants on it, it had victim of changes, it had, genocide, it had all these crazy heavy songs, but it also had Dream a Deceiver, it had that one with the piano, I forget what it's called, but it went up and down, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with my own music, because I'm not just a guy who listens to one thing all the time, and I listen to a lot of different things. So incorporating that in my own music is just what I wanted to do. So
Yeah. And do you already have plans to go on tour to promote the new album, or are you going to wait to see how the world will be in a few months with all these restrictions and stuff?
well, I don't know how the world's gonna treat it, but we're all vaccinated and we are ready to go. We're gonna try to get on some tours. We've got a booking agent. We have all the things that are necessary to start going and doing and touring, and hopefully we can jump on some cool tours, and I can, get on and get to Portugal and get to Spain and go to Europe and go to South America. And I would love to do all that again. I love those countries. I love those places. So yeah.
You were infected with COVID last year, right?
Yes, yes, I had it very early on in March of last year. Got very sick for about 10 days, and then I've been better ever since. So I've been all right. But I got the vaccinations. I got both shots, and I didn't get sick from the shots. And I'm good, man. Yeah.
That's what it matters. Well, you left Exodus about 6 years ago, and even today there's a big discussion between fans who prefer you and those who prefer Steve on vocals. Does
Yeah.
that make you feel like you've marked forever one of the biggest thrash metal bands ever?
No, I mean I like Steve a lot. It's
He's a great.
all bands go through eras. You know what I mean? And I think that I'm just an era that happened in the life of Exodus over 30 plus years of their career. And I was just a guy. I got lucky, man. I was a fan who just got lucky enough to be able to do it, and I'm grateful for the time. I'm grateful that it allowed me to have the confidence and have the just the wherewithal to create a band like Generation Kill, where I go get some friends that I've had, most of my adult life, and we get to make music together, and then it matters. Like, so the Exodus fans, like, they want to hear it. So, we got a small instant fan base right away. Whereas if I was a regular guy, I would have had to go through van tours and do all that, just struggling. And I think it just opens up a little bit of a door for my creativity, and I get to go play music with my friends, so hopefully, I'm hoping that maybe Generation Kill go on tour with Exodus, and that would be a fun one. You know what I mean? So
It would be awesome for sure.
yeah.
And do you have any good memories about Portugal and some shows here? I've seen Exodus gigs here in 2008 in Lisbon, in 2012, I think,
12, yeah.
with Dead Angel.
So right. So I love Portugal. That's why I said obrigado. Does that mean thank you?
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
okay? So I only know. That was one of the words I remembered. So, but when we were in Portugal, the food was fucking amazing. We had come from Spain, so we'd driven down and we were on the bus, and there were like these little shops, and they had a leg in the window, like a leg of meat hanging in the window. So we bought one, and my tour manager, we were on tour, we were doing shows with I think Behemoth, and I forget who else it was, but the tour manager, our sound guy Johnny, he ate one of those pork legs, and he got so sick. It was so funny. He just puked and shit himself for 3 days, and it was so funny to watch because he ate it, and I was like, well, I got a gig, so I'm gonna eat after the show. And then when he got sick, I just said, nah, maybe I won't eat it. And but have you seen the Exodus DVD, the shovel-headed tour machine?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know the guy at the very end who like that guy at the very end? That's Portugal. He's from Portugal.
Oh,
That's where that was filmed. Yeah, that was at some festival. And so I always remember Portugal because of that guy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's awesome. And well, finally, thank you so much for being here once again. It was a huge honor for me to meet you and to talk to you a little bit. As I said, I'm a huge fan. So do you have any last words for the Portuguese fans and Underground's Voice viewers?
Oh, well, thank you for doing this interview, man. It was a pleasure to meet you. And I'm glad you're a fan. I really appreciate it. That means the world to me. So I just hope that I get to actually come to Portugal and play shows. And I'm really working on trying to get that all together and get my band working. So by doing that, like we need to expand our fan base so we can like sell tickets and be a marketable thing to go out on the road and do that. So I can't wait to come to Portugal. I can't wait to go to Europe and travel all around and play music for you guys and have some fun and hang out. Hopefully, when I do come to Portugal, you come to the show and we'll meet. And and that'll be awesome.
I'll be there for sure. I hope I can meet you too.
All right.
Well, once again, thank you and stay safe and see you soon.
Say you too, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you, man.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, it's just as well, it's a matter of life. Give me everything you want in your life. I feel this life.